What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I want to break down what's happening with the economic calendar thus far, what's going on with other factors involving Tesla in the markets, what you should be watching for as we approach market open for today. Before I begin the doubles information, before I talk about Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and all these different tickers, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer is very soon in just 4 days. Anyways, for Tesla, as you guys can see right here, Tesla got this very, very nice pop and then dump yesterday. Today, we're seeing Tesla trying to rebound because we got some bullish news. We got some very bullish news from Morgan Stanley as they're reiterating that Tesla could be pumping to $320 a share. So that is once again causing Tesla to actually bounce again instead of getting this break of the 20 EMA. We did mention in my video from yesterday Tesla could pump again, and then there was a risk of it coming back down based off technicals. For now, we're going to be looking to see how high it goes as this thing is pumping, and then we'll see what happens with that. But I want to talk about some news first before I break down these charts. As a reminder, today is Wednesday, March 27th. There's not really much data coming out. We do have some crude oil data, some changes in imports coming out at 10:30 a.m. Not to mention, we have some bill auctions at 11:30 a.m. So it's all very, very minor data. Besides that, when it comes to news involving the markets, we have all three indices that were cooling off yesterday, but now they're trying to make a little rebound. There's also some news that came out about how in Baltimore, there was a bridge that ended up collapsing because it got hit by a large container ships. That's very, very sad news to hear. My condolences go out to everyone that was affected by this. It's very sad, very horrible stuff, and we'll have to see how the entire area grows from this. What could be done to improve the entire situation? More precautions that could be taken, and I hope for the best for everyone else who are still missing. Many people did pass away, so it's very sad to hear, and we just wish the best for everyone nonetheless. Shares of H&M soared about 14% after they ended up seeing a significant beat in profit expectations in the fiscal quarter. So that's good news for H&M. Uh, there's been some more talks about how different companies out there are going to be cutting large amounts of their workforces. Canada Goose is saying the same thing. It may cut about 17% of its corporate workforce. That is important news as well, and we're seeing potential more potential for this to continue throughout different markets, different companies out there. There's also some news that came out for Amazon launching its same-day delivery of prescription medications. That's making headlines too. So those are the main headlines right now, at least for the markets. As far as SPY goes, I just want to call out that we only have 2 trading days left for the week. Today we have max pain at 520. Not a whole lot is changing with the 1.35 put to call ratio. For tomorrow, we have over 2 million puts expiring and just a little bit over or very close to about 500,000 calls expiring. So we'll see if anything changes with that. There's a very high put to call ratio, so we'll see how it goes from there. So for the markets, let's talk about some bullish news for Tesla. We have some bullish news because Tesla has been getting some good ratings from Morgan Stanley. You can see the news is right over here. Tesla had its overweight rating reiterated by equity, equity researchers at Morgan Stanley, and they're basically saying that they have a $320 price target that gives it a potential upside of 80%, which is some very, very bullish news. On top of this, you guys could see part of the reason why they said this is because of this new partnership between Tesla and CATL that's deemed a power couple to recharge the US EV market, in their opinion. That's what Adam Jonas was kind of talking about when it comes to these two companies. This partnership is going to be critical for their growth, and it's going to help them get better battery machinery, which will be key for them when it comes to producing more affordable vehicles. There's also been a lot of talk about the $25,000 vehicle for Tesla, why this is going to be very, very great news for them, and how this is going to drive in more adoption in the US. So right here, the investment bank basically reiterated its overweight rating of $320 for Tesla, forecasting big growth. They did say there's challenges involving the EV demand in the near term, but they predict Tesla is going to be a winner in the long term. So that's bullish news for Tesla that just came out this morning. On top of this, there's been some talk about how there's a lot of growth in EV sales and EV potential. There's been a lot of research showing that right now there's been a lot of changes as Shell is going to be basically selling 1,000 of its retail locations, and they're going to be putting in money into new EV charging stations. So there's a lot of growth coming in EV stations thus far. EV sales in Mexico were up 94% previous during the previous year. There's been a lot of talk about growth, and this is actually some interesting stuff because more research is showing the growth in the EV sector that's continuing. The long term is going to be very, very beneficial, and battery prices are also falling. So, some interesting research that came out for Tesla, and you guys could see how the EV sector is just continuing to boom. Now, there might be a little slowdown temporarily, but the long term still remains bright nonetheless. Anyways, for Tesla, as of right now, Tesla is pumping. For us to turn bearish, you want to see Tesla lose 180 and eventually the 20 EMA at 178. If we do lose that, we're going to be sinking all the way down to about 175. We could even fill the gap below. If we're bullish, you want to see it break past 182.5 and eventually higher levels like 184. As of right now, because we had bullish news for Tesla and the market is contributing to this, Tesla's trying to push up for 182.5, so watch for that as resistance. We do love to pump in the mornings, so look for a little push again to these high levels. We could even go up to 184, 182 to 184, and watch and see if we get a rejection off that level and come back down again, just like how we did yesterday. As of right now, watch for the move upwards, and we'll see where this thing ends up continuing to go. Watch and see resistance up there. If we break 184, the high from yesterday, we could go all the way up to about 187. So there is upside potential for Tesla, but watch and see if we come back down later. That's the move that Tesla likes to make. Now for SPY, it was pretty wild. SPY came all the way down like this back within this channel, and we came super close to this trend line. We had this white trend line down here that I was talking about. I told everyone that if SPY held this white trend line, I'm going to close my MACD real quick. If we held this white trend line like this, as long as SPY held this, we're going to be on an uptrend. I told you we're going to be testing this very soon. We came super close to testing the trend line. We were actually off by just like a couple of pennies. You can see SPY basically came very close to testing 518. If we lost this, we would have turned bearish. If we bounce off this, we're going to turn back to bullish. What happened today, we actually pushed back up, and now we're still trying to break out of this overall bull flag. To remain bullish, we have to try to break 522. If we break this, we're going to push higher. To be bearish, you want to see this thing basically lose 520. And if we lose that, we're going to be watching the support right here. As of right now, SPY is trying to push for 522. We'll see if we can try to get up there. We'll see if the market tries to get a nice rebound. This price action from yesterday's big drop that came was a big trap, and now we're trying to get a bounce back up. I said in my video yesterday that if we want to be bearish, I wasn't expecting SPY to fall a little bit more. I told you to watch to see if we get a bounce off this trend line or not. And so far, we're getting a bounce. So we're actually turning back to bullish, a very, very big U-turn in this market. The QQQ did come down. I was talking about how this thing could actually approach all the way down to about 442. We actually ended up bottoming at 443, so it came just short of my target. And now it's trying to rebound a bit. So watch resistance at 446. If we break through this, there's 446.8, 448, and then 449. For support, you're going to be watching, excuse me, you're going to be watching 445. If we lose this, watch 444 below that, and then 442. Overall, I would say that we're trying to rebound right here. QQQ could actually retest, grab liquidity at 445, and possibly continue higher if we break past 446.8. So watch and see if we can get past that resistance. As right now, the QQQ is attempting to bounce. Now, stocks like Apple still showing a little bit of weakness. It's been coming down quite a bit. Watch resistance at 170.9, support at 170, and then 169. Overall, we're still kind of stuck within this range, so we'll have to see how it goes. With this range being stuck right here, we'll just see if we can try to break past 172.5. Otherwise, we're still range bound. So I think that Apple's range bound until we get a break. We haven't been able to get that break quite yet. For Nvda, I warned everyone that Nvidia was not looking that great, and we're still kind of stuck right here at these lower levels. But watch and see if we can try to hold this previous resistance becoming support. So that's right here at this 925 area. If we lose 925, we turn bearish. We could be sinking all the way down to 920. And if we lose that, 908 is next. If we're bullish, you want to see it hold 925. If we hold 925, we could see Nvidia try to rebound back up to about 940. So I'm in the middle right now. It's trying to hold the 925. There was a risk of this dropping lower if we had lost 925. We haven't lost that yet. Now we're trying to hold the support, so we'll see if we bounce off 925 or do we end up losing it. Watch for that very carefully. If we hold above this, we could rebound. So I'll be paying close attention to that. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I want to make this one nice, quick, short, sweet, and simple. The market is in a very, very interesting place. Some stocks like Apple are looking weak. Tesla's trying to rebound a bit because we had some bullish news that just came out this morning, as Tesla's been reiterated to have a bullish rating of 320. So it could actually try to push back up after that big fall. But watch our 20 EMA to see if Tesla holds. SPY and the QQ are trying to rebound after dropping really hard. There was a risk of them dropping a bit more. I told you to watch for a test on SPY, and SPY is now bouncing off its critical support. So we're seeing buyers defending us once again. So we'll have to see how things continue from here. With that being said, do not forget that SPY has a lot of puts expiring on Friday. There's a lot of manipulation in this market that's designed to fool retail. I personally thought that Tesla might actually pop in and drop. Looking at technicals yesterday, but things have shifted because we got some bullish news, and the news is trumping those technical signals, guys. So far, Tesla's back to bullish. It could push more, but then we'll see what happens after that. All right. So with the news coming out, sometimes it's impossible to predict what the news is going to say about Tesla, and new news could actually trump technicals. So for now, that's what's happening. We'll see where Tesla tries to kind of top at. So it is trying to push for now. To turn bearish, you want to see it lose the 20 EMA, then 178. So we'll see how it goes. But as of right now, it's trying to push higher. So I'll expect that into market open. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Have a great day and peace out.